Hi, it's Jack from Alphacharts with a state of the market video. Today is May 11th, 2024. Before we get started, this video is for informational purposes only. These are not recommendations to buy, sell, or hold any stock or security. And I may hold positions in some of the equities mentioned. Know your time frame and risk tolerance. All right, thank you all for watching this video. First off, happy Mother's Day to any mothers out there. This is your weekend. All right. Before we get started, don't forget you can find me on X at Alphacharts365, where I am always highlighting things I'm seeing in the market. I also have a subscriber group. If you haven't done so yet, for $10 a month, there is not a better deal out there. You get a ton of content all week long to keep you engaged. Just the focus list, I think, is worth $10 a month, right? Which is actionable setups on video, a short 10-minute video, and fully annotated charts to give you content the way that you want to absorb it, which is why I do not only do I do a special stocks to watch video, which is about an hour long, 45 minutes, an hour long, because some people want that. Other people likes my market notes, right? So I take my ideas in the market and at least twice a week, I write down like formal market notes on what I'm seeing, as well as in between, I also talk to my subscribers. So again, a ton of content I give to subscribers. If you work full time, this is a way to be a market participant without having to put in hours and hours and hours of work. Basically, it's the Cliff Notes version, if you know what Cliff Notes are. Cliff Notes version, because I put the work in and you can evaluate it. And some people like this also to just confirm or get a different opinion to what they're saying, right? For $10 a month to have another idea and something to bounce off of, again, totally worth it. So give it a try. It's a month-to-month thing. So if it's not for you, you could always just unsubscribe. But luckily, I've had a lot of success with people enjoying the service. So check it out. Again, it's at Alphacharts365. Go to my profile and then click subscribe. Okay. Let's get into some of these charts. Oh, yeah. So I'm using DeepView. This is at deepview.com. And somebody asked me about these new performance charts. So if you have DeepView, I'm going to do this real fast so they can see this. You would click on the dashboard right over here, right? And you could put as many dashboards as you want, right? And so then this particular one I made with performance charts. This one is just for the SPY, but I can choose screeners. I could choose my watch lists, which is here like my Deep View universe list, right? That's one of my watch lists. There's an ETF list I'm keeping here, right? So I can keep all different types, and these are all resizable, by the way. So they're totally customizable as far as that goes. I have as many dashboards as I want. I have two currently, and I could just click on new dashboard, and I'm not going to make one, but I can do plus. Actually, I'll just make one real quick. Let's do a test. Again, I don't get any money from DeepView for this or anything like that, but there's a good question on this one. Then I click the plus sign, and there's a whole bunch of apps here that they've created. So if I want to put a screener in there, I can just drag and drop a screener, right? Resize it however I want to. And boom, there's a screener. And again, I could just go ahead and do like say let's do one of gems or whatever it is, whatever. I have a ton of screeners. I can do a performance chart if I wanted to. I could drop a performance chart right there. Again, I could resize it however I want to. That's my deep view universe, right? They have a position size calculator. I could put that right there if I wanted to, right? And just resize it however I want to. Anyway, um, so these are the widgets they have so far. I know there's more coming, but again, that's how we do it on Deep View. There's stats tables. Again, I don't use this too often because that's not my thing. But you put a stats table in there, and again, that's not one I particularly use. Anyway, so that is the dashboard. Again, it's completely customizable as far as size goes. Whatever. So all that kind of stuff. I'm going to delete this because I don't want this. Anyway, so that's how it all looks. And click it back. And so that's that. All right, let's get back into these charts. Yeah, if you're interested, you go to deepview.com and figure, and check it out there. Starting with the SPY. Okay, here we go. Um, so last 5 days has been pretty good. We got above the 50-day, which is the blue line, which is right in this purple area right there, which is considered support. And I said that we may get a pullback. It really wasn't much of a pullback at all. And then it's really moving higher. We have the 23 that's about to cross the 50. Again, that's just a bullish alignment. Your 50 is kind of flattish, obviously, right here, but that's okay. It may be time for, again, eventually this will have a little check back into the moving averages. We don't know exactly when, maybe Monday morning, right? But I still think we're in a bullish time, and probably this 546-ish area, which is the next spot for this kind of cup and handle look. I'm using this as the cup and handle, not the high right there. And so maybe 546, maybe not, right? Maybe this is wrong. It's very possible. The point is that we're in a bullish trend right now on the SPY. We've gotten above, again, the 50-day moving averages are starting to align bullishly again. And we'd like to see that 50-day, which is, flat-ish, flat to rising though, continue that rise. Could we expect it, around 524-ish or so for a pullback? Yeah, like we should expect it, right? Then you have this little cup, maybe it makes a little handle over a week or two, right? That's possible. Just a little grind out here somewhere in this area, and then move higher. That would be kind of the expectation. This obviously little toppy looks right there. As for now, I think we can take them off the charts, right? We were smart to get a little cautious in here, because maybe it helped you avoid some of this, and we got a little bit more aggressive in here. That's it. Easy peasy, right? And let's be honest, we didn't know if this was going to keep going lower or not, right? If it was going to check back and move lower, that ABC type look would have been a very likely scenario. I think, there's nothing wrong with getting defensive here if you did. But once it gets above, we have to change our outlook. That's it, right? On the week, we had a nice 1.87% week. Beautiful, right? RSP was 2.07. So that's nice outperformance on the equal weighted. We are back above these highs back in from 2022. Very, very nice look right there. Let's go there. I love when the equal weight outperforms a little bit. Again, we don't have quite the same setup with the moving average just starting to cross the 50, but that's okay. That's okay. Equal weight doesn't quite move in the same way because it's not cap weighted. So yeah, I mean, it's very, very nice looking. It's setting up perfectly. We're above this general area, which is nice. And yeah, looks good, right? Qs, we had this little kind of toppy look to it. Came in, fine. Again, it could have done ABC. It decided not to. That's the positive expectation breaker. Great, right? Back above the 50. Time to, obviously get a little bit more aggressively long. Doesn't mean, it is flat, right? But we are above it, which is nice to see. Starting to get these moving averages again, get to that bullish look to them. Kind of went tight a little bit in there, which is absolutely fine. You could see it, um, on the week it was up 1.51%, which is beautiful. Back in this kind of range. Again, we get above 450, it's very aggressive, but we had 3 nice weeks here, right? This was up almost 4%. There's 5, and it's 6.5% in 3 weeks. So it may need a little bit of a break. But again, 1.5 on the week. The Qs were up, equal weighted 1.11%. So a little underperformance there, but nothing crazy. But again, we're getting some nice look to these. Equal weight did not get quite above the 50-day yet. Am I worried about that? I'm not. I think everything else looks absolutely fine. Yeah, but it does tell you that that technology may be underperforming a little bit in this market. That's what that kind of tells me. But that's been our theme for the year. If you've been following my videos, we've talked about technology, at least in the first half of the year, probably underperforming. And I think we're seeing it in the equal weighted Qs. Looking at the mid caps, we were just down smidgen on Friday, but overall looking really, really good. Again, I'm going to take out these arrows just so we can see. We have the crossing of the moving averages, and this one actually still has a rising 50-day pretty strongly. We do have a kind of a decrease in volume, which a lot of people are pointing to. I believe bull markets start with disbelief. And, if we say this is the start of a new bull run, right? It's okay if we didn't catch the bottom, but I think we should be involved with it here. And again, it may need to pull back or go sideways or, just kind of chop around here for a week or two, right? Just so that these moving averages really start to line up. And then I think we likely move higher, right? Maybe this moves into this 558, 560-ish area, and then kind of makes that handle, and you have that little cup and handle look to it, and then we go higher, right? And then people start to believe, and hopefully we've been in it earlier than them. Here's IW. Oh, let's just go on the weekly. Weekly was up 2.19, so solid week for the mid caps, and the small caps were up 1.19. So mid caps were one of the leaders, obviously, in there. Looking at the small caps again, we was a little pullback on Friday, which is absolutely fine. Overall constructive action, flat 50-day, but we're starting to get again that crossover, which we always appreciate. And as long as we're above, 202-ish, 200 to 202 has been the level we've been watching for a long, long, long time. I think above it, I think it's a bullish price action, and if we get below it, I'm more bearish. It's just that simple for this particular index. Overall, though, everything looks good, right? I can't complain about this. I mean, it's not the one I want to be involved in because I think there's better names out there, better areas out there. But I think as far as are we in a healthy market or not healthy market, this looks pretty good overall. On the financials, financials kind of broke back out. Again, we got the crossover. So they're at least participating, if not potentially leading right now. And they'll be one of the first, it looks like, to get this, their prior highs with 42-ish or so. And then we'll see. Again, they're extended. So don't be surprised if we get a pullback, whether it's Monday or Tuesday or the week or whatever it may be, and let these moving averages catch up and get more bullish looking. That's when people will start to get excited, but hopefully we've been already in this market. Here is semiconductors again, not particularly leading. Let's see on the week, what were they? Up 2.56, so nice on the week. Just waiting for XLF too. XLF. Come on. There's XLF. 3.13. So you see how XLF did better than the semis. And we'll go back here. And yeah, so I mean, again, we're getting this bullish alignment above the VWAP from this right here, this bar right there. I think that's a really big deal too. As far as again, that's right where the 50 is. They're just kind of bunched up. This is kind of launchpad-esque, right? Not quite there yet, but it's getting there. So we may see some outperformance from the semis coming up. We haven't quite seen it yet, but we're watching for that, right? Equal weighted semis, again, look really good. They actually look a little bit better than the cap weighted, right? A little bit, right? So, but overall looks really good, up 1.52 on the week. IYT, daily, here's IYT, back to the daily. Again, still under all the moving, the 50-day, which is declining. Again, so transports. But they're starting to do it to get, to participate. I do want to see them above the 50-day to make me more comfortable, but it is what it is. XTN, same thing, transports underneath there. You're never 100% comfortable till the transports are participating. They're starting to. Had a decent week. So XTN was up 1.43. IYT was up See, I don't know why going from weekly charts here is a little bit slow this morning, but it is. There it is, up 1.16. ITB, which is the housing, on the week was up 1.1. I'll go back into these dailies, just want to see what they are. And the XHB, another home builder type index, was up, what was it, 2.2. Okay, so just going back into the home builders now. You see that, again, they're trying to get above the 50-day. Again, I think we're going to get there. Just kind of a sideways, choppy move. Nothing wrong with that, right? It's holding up well at this point, right? XHB, again, we saw a little outperformance and it did slightly better on the week. So overall, market's healing, things are looking good. We've changed our tune last week a bunch as we started to rise above that 50-day and challenging the 50-day. And I think that nothing has changed. I think we got to be pretty happy with the way the price movement's been. Let's go into some of the internals and see what they're showing. We have a sharp decline in the VIX. I think we're in a bullish range there. We have what else do we have? Let's go into credit spreads. Credit spreads, again, looks really good. Nice little decline right there. Tight, and that's what we want to look for, tight credit spreads. Percent of stocks above the 50-day. We're seeing a nice change in breadth. Again, it got to a point where I believe it was low enough, and now we're coming back. Again, we still have a lower high that potentially is in play here, but I'm not worried about that at all. You see a nice little, I don't want to call it a breadth thrust, but it's on the chart, it looks like a thrust, doesn't it? It looks like some of these thrusts higher. Which I think is a positive, right? This kind of visualizes it a little bit. So it was over a few days. They see a nice little push higher above the 50-day. What else? Put call ratio. So on the weekly, I'm on the weekly, sorry. Sorry. So let's go back for 1 second. There's your VIX going lower. That's why that line was like kind of out there. But yeah, VIX looks fine. Then credit spreads, nice and tight, moving sideways. Percent stocks above the 50-day. You see a nice move higher right there again. Breadth thrust-esque, right? Like this, looks more like this, looks more like this right now. And then put call ratio, and it keeps going to this other one. And I want this one. Right around here, we did have that a little bit of a shakeout. We had another one almost that got there, and now we're back in no man's land in here, which is good. Actually, I like to see these shakeouts and then a move to no man's land, because no man's land means probably trending market, right? So overall, that all looks great. Let's talk about the dollar. Looking at the dollar. The expectation here was that it was going to move higher, and then we got this nice move lower, and it's kind of stayed in this lower range, at least for now. Maybe some sort of little bear flag, we'll see. But overall, that positive expectation breaker, right, which is a move lower, was nice to see, and that really helped with this rally over the last week or two, 10 days or so. That was one of the keys. And 10-year yield, again, also bottom fell out here. Expected was to go to 5% or so, and it came back down to 4.5%. I'm not saying it can't go back up there, but this helps with the rally, especially in the mid and the small caps. So that is that. And let's just look at the value line geometric index while I got you guys here. Back right at the 600 level. I think the 600 level is a big deal. Battling it right now, but I think if price get above 600 on the value line geometric, again, that shows that the participation is there. Okay, so coming back here, let's just finish this video up. We have a lot of constructive price action. Yes, we may be a little extended from the moving averages. At some point, we will have a pullback or check back into the moving average, into the moving averages. Maybe it happens Monday or Tuesday. I don't know. But the point is that should not change. You shouldn't be flipping from bull to bear to bear to bull. That is not what I think we're the type of market we're in right now. I think that we should be looking for things to buy, not things to sell. If you like this type of analysis, I go way, way, way in depth with my subscribers. Please check it out at Alphacharts 365. Click on the subscribe, $10 a month. Again, tons of information, and hopefully it will help you make the goal is for you to make more money in the market from it. Okay. Hope you all doing well. Good luck this week. Take care.